Welcome to the Boston Art Podcast,
Boston's premier art podcast,
where we talk art, culture, and philosophy.
I'm Brian Huntress.
And I'm Theodora Earthworms.
Here is the show. All right. Welcome to the NFT lineage, the Boston NFT podcast.
We can't keep greeting them. We have a jingle now.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Stop doing that. Just start talking.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Wait. I have to use the Fire Stick remote real quick. We can still go. It's still working. It's still recording. Beep-a-leep-a-leep-bop, boop-a-da-bop. So we're chilling, man.
We're vibing.
And as you know, we're still getting used to the fact that the episodes are no longer chronological. Temporarily, a little bit.
They're somewhat chronological. They're all from the same, couple weeks. We just might have switched them around a bit.
Yeah, I think, too, that, I'm sure that our diehard fans and listeners and community of millions are very, are probably very big fans of the, hold on, blah, 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 let me just turn this on. Fucking ads, dude.
Doing nothing might not feel like something.
Fuck. Oh, fuck, I'm fucking up.
Doing nothing might be the
Don't laugh at me. Alright.
We
Fuck, I'm an idiot.
do this thing now where we can only have conversations when there's a live stream of jellyfish aquariums.
Dude, yeah, if you go on YouTube and you just search jellyfish HD or just jellyfish, you can just watch
So
a
nice.
4-hour video of just jellyfish in a fish tank.
What's the title of our video? We always
Oh.
watch the same one.
Let me shout it out.
Jellyfish Aquarium, relaxing music for sleep, study, meditation, and yoga. Screensaver, 3 hours.
From the YouTube channel Cat Trumpet.
Fuck yeah, cat trumpet.
Oh, I'm using the wrong remote. But
this
yeah,
video
man.
got us through having COVID.
Dude, we watched this fucking jellyfish video so many times when we had COVID.
Yeah.
We're probably 500,000 of the million plays. Just kidding. I don't think we've been alive for 500,000 hours.
500,000 hours.
How long?
How many hours?
How many hours are in a year? Okay, 24 times 365 times what's the average age of a lifespan of a person? It's 75.
Wait, are you trying to see how long you've been alive?
No, I'm saying how long is a lifetime? How many hours?
Fuck it, yeah, say 75.
75. Oh shit, that's more than 500. That's 657,000 hours.
We definitely haven't been alive for 500,000 hours, though.
Yeah, because we're not 70.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows. Just so the audience knows, we're not 70.
How many hours have I been alive?
Oh, okay.
Undo it. Fix it. 24, 365.
Yep. Times 24. Approximately. Whoa. Wait, is that right?
Yeah, because my birthday was recently, so it's probably pretty accurate.
Approximately 210,240 hours. Am I fucking up?
2, 4, 6. I'm
Damn.
a third of the way done. Oh my god. No, stop at the
You're
math.
a third
Stop
of
at
the way
math.
done with your
no
life.
No more math.
You're
didn't like
almost
that.
done, Theo.
I was like, how does that make sense? That's a third of the number we just got.
You'll enter the void soon.
Fuck.
Just kidding. No, you won't. I'm just shutting the light off.
I don't like this anymore.
What don't you like?
Anything.
Living?
Living. Sliving.
So, Theo, you want to talk about NFTs?
I do.
Could you educate the audience briefly? What is an NFT?
God.
Because we've mentioned it many times throughout the podcast, different guests and episodes, but we've never actually discussed what it is.
So honestly, the reason that I haven't given a definition, every single time we mention it, I think about it, I'm like, we should fucking define this, because we normally do. But I just haven't because it's kind of heady and a little difficult, and I don't really know that I know.
I was just kind of fucking around telling you to explain it.
I can try, though.
Yeah,
I will do my best.
All right.
NFT stands for non-fungible token. And they are essentially... Ow!
Oh, sorry. I was climbing over you to grab
It's
this
okay.
water.
An NFT is basically it's like a serial code that proves ownership over a digital item or artwork. An NFT is like the serial code that is stored in a digital archive referred to as a blockchain. It's like an ISBN for digital stuff.
So the thing is, when people talk about NFTs, there's too much focus on the digital art, the non-fungible token, quote unquote, people are focusing on it too much. But you know how you say, like, you know how, okay, so there's two types, so imagine two types of currency. There's cryptocurrency, and there's, I think it's called fiat currency, and a fiat currency is money. That's a euro, a dollar, whatever. That is real money, that the value of it is like enforced or whatever by a government. Mm-hmm. Right? And cryptocurrency is not enforced by anybody. It's just essentially weird fake dark money that's just floating around inside of digital files. Right? So
like Kin's Cash.
I guess so, or something. I have no idea what that is.
It's a Webkinz card.
Oh, okay, so it's
Sorry,
like Kin's
I'm contributing
Cash.
nothing
It
to this
literally
right
is like, but basically, the art part of it is fake. It's bullshit. What an NFT is it's a single copy of its own cryptocurrency. If you make an NFT, it's like one piece of a unique value. That's what I'm saying. That's like I'm saying that kind of metaphorically, but let's say you drop a line of 10 NFTs. We'll call them like Theo pets. That's so fucking funny. You should do something about Neopets, but with you anyway. But that'd be a hilarious thing that we should do.
Theo pets.
So Theo pets, the NFTs. There's 10 of them. All of them are worth 1 Ethereum or whatever, 1 ETH token. What I'm saying is that you're not. If you buy one, you are not buying a piece of art. You're not buying a digital art. You're not buying. I guess what I'm saying. The person is buying a stock.
Okay.
What are you Googling?
Just a simpler...
Go fuck yourself. Is that too simple? I guess what I'm saying is that people who are buying NFTs are not collecting art. They're collecting money.
That is true. I agree with that.
They're buying a fucking...
But...
God.
I feel like you're going too fast for me, though, because it's just a simple definition of what an NFT is, like, to understand it in a concrete way. I'm just going to read this really quick, because I agree with all of what you just said, but you confused me a little bit in the middle, so I'm scaling back a little bit.
Read the stupid fucking thing you just Googled. Whatever the fuck this bullshit is.
You can keep going in a second. NFT is known as non-fungible token, which represents an online marketplace where digital collectibles or creations are bought and sold, sometimes fetching prices in the millions. Simply put, a non-fungible token is a one-of-a-kind asset that lives online and is managed in a digital lender. That is not the definition that I saw this morning when I Googled this.
Listen to me here. Okay, so when you mint an NFT, you are minting it on the blockchain.
Yes.
It now has a number that corresponds with itself on the blockchain.
Yes.
Bitcoin is on the blockchain. Ethereum is on the blockchain. But the difference between a cryptocurrency and an NFT, the cryptocurrency that's on the blockchain, there's millions of them.
And NFTs are individual. One. But an NFT is not a cryptocurrency in itself. The NFT is what can be purchased with a cryptocurrency.
But here's what I'm telling you, though. Non-fungible token, think of that as it's essentially... Okay, let's say this.
Myself.
If a painting is worth $1 million,
okay,
you could think of it, in essence, as a $1 million bill in the form of an oil painting.
Yes, if you liquidate that asset.
But unliquidated, it's still a $1 million asset.
Yeah.
It's a non-fungible $1 million asset.
What does fungible mean?
I don't fucking know. Decayable or something? Maybe I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe I'm wrong. But I guess what I'm saying is that it's literally... Did you look up fungible?
Fungible, able to replace or be replaced by another identical item, mutually interchangeable. So non-fungible
exactly,
means original.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
But the blockchain is like... I can't really explain what the blockchain is because I don't know. But it's essentially like this fucking series of fucking matrix ones and zeros that make fucking cryptocurrency worth something.
Blockchain is a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change. So it's a digital ledger of transactions. So how the fuck do you store currency in a blockchain? What is that? What
Well,
is
the
that?
blockchain, all of this is public information too. The amount of a cryptocurrency that exists, who has it, but not necessarily their names, but the codes. Like all of it is traceable as long as you have the correct information and people's wallet IDs, and your crypto wallet has like a thumbprint essentially that is a series of numbers.
Gotcha.
You, just because you have someone's crypto wallet ID does not have, there's no way you could ever verify who it actually belonged to unless you had like real evidence. But like it's essentially a paper trail that would be like, you would have to be like a fucking, like a, I don't know, like a fucking scientist to be able to fucking track it or something, or like
Yeah.
a forensic fucking FBI like digital computer guy. But like,
That makes sense. That's how people do dark shit on the internet with Bitcoin and shit.
that's exactly why. There's nothing protecting the money. There's nothing protecting you. It's just fucking Wild West fake money.
The more I'm Googling these terms, the more confusing this is getting. Blockchain is a specific kind of database. It differs from a typical database in the way it stores information. Blockchains store data in blocks that are then chained together. As new data comes in, it's entered into a fresh block.
Don't worry
What?
about the blockchain shit. That's over both of our heads.
Okay.
We can't figure that out.
All right.
Fuck, my laptop's dying.
Ow! Ow! Stop leaning on my knees!
Why? What's wrong with your knees?
What's wrong with your knees? What the fuck?
This is
So-
this is a very in-depth education for the viewer on what
We're just both Googling right now.
cryptocurrency is.
So, okay, basically, to give a little bit more of a background for anybody who hasn't heard about this yet,
Right.
although I'm sure you have, the reason that NFTs are a big deal to the art world right now is because it's a really interesting kind of mirroring of what the conceptual art world has become in the first place. Because it was already a really meta narrative on the capitalist art market and like the artistic free market, I guess. Popular conceptual art. But it kind of halted in that way in the 80s because a lot of the stuff started becoming like digitized. It wasn't as accurate as a narrative, and now NFTs have created this parallel where there's like this digital currency future contemporary kind of thing.
Because listen, okay, you know how there's the whole thing that when there's an abstract painting at auction and it sells for $1 billion, everybody is like, why the fuck is that worth money?
My kid could do that.
My kid could do. Why is this worth money? Why? Like, it's like, you know why it's worth that amount of money? Because a bunch of fucking people decided that it's worth that amount of money, and then a person was willing to pay it, and that price and that sale was supported by culture,
Yeah.
the zeitgeist, popularity, the powers that be decided, or a series of events happened that led that artist to be able to sell for that much fucking money. That's the same thing with a fucking cryptocurrency or with an NFT as its counterpart. Because if cryptocurrency is fake money that just exists because the populists or whatever fucking digital powers that be decided that it's worth that much, NFTs are the same thing as that conceptual art piece in an auction house selling for $1 billion fucking dollars for no reason.
But the new hot sexy thing about it is that because they're non-fungible tokens and there's this record of the minting, there's no such thing as forgeries, there's no such thing as replicas or prints. It's if you own this item, it is the only one that exists.
Yeah, that's the same with a painting though. You can't just fucking forge a Van Gogh and expect it to work out.
People do.
Yeah, but those people aren't making billions of dollars selling it. Maybe they were at one time, and maybe there are some forgeries of, like, I know there are some, like, Da Vinci's that, like, their validity isn't, like, you know, there are forgeries, but, like, dude, you're not going to be able to forge a painting and actually fucking sell it. It's fucking,
But you can also make digital media that it usually doesn't have an original. Like,
piracy.
wait, what?
Like, you can pirate content, is that what you mean?
No.
Sorry.
You can make those original concepts. Like, for example, a certain moment in a sports game. Like,
Sounds
wasn't that a
like it,
thing?
yeah, it was.
Like, there was a slam dunk video clip that became an NFT, and suddenly that moment, there's one original of the moment.
So check this out. This is what I meant when I said at the beginning that people are focusing too much on the art.
Okay.
and the actual thing that's being sold. Because, like, Michael Jordan fucking shooting a fucking basket or something, selling for $1 million as an NFT, has nothing to do with fucking basketball, with Michael Jordan, with whatever. It's because a bunch of fucking rich people bid on a fucking NFT of Michael Jordan slam dunking a fucking basketball because it was a sick thing to do that made them a shitload of money and was a big flex, big fucking funny thing to buy. Like the guy who bought the fucking banana taped to the wall at Art Basel in fucking Miami.
Yeah.
That guy didn't think he was going to make money off that or something, or that was a smart thing to buy. That guy definitely bought that because it was funny. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing as buying a gold chain or like a Banksy or something. Like these people like...
Buying a painting that you're never going to show. It's just going to go in storage or you're going to resell.
But even at that, like, think of people gambling on the internet. Influencers, like, flexing money and, like, this is more cryptocurrency, and NFTs are way less of a fine art thing, and they're like a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, bro, like, toxic money culture thing. Like,
well,
it's not an art thing. It's like a fucking Logan Paul thing.
Well, I think that's what's interesting about it, because the art world wasn't a fucking art thing, if you want to take it to that level.
Yeah.
Like, that was already a money laundering kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Tax evasion
some
thing.
Some places, probably.
Which brings you to the kind of nihilistic point that the art that you make and the content you make doesn't matter and hasn't mattered since the technical era.
But yeah, but at that level, because, yeah, at the level, okay, if somebody has, so have you heard of CryptoPunks?
Maybe.
Let me show you what a CryptoPunk is. But, like, okay, what am I trying to say here? Let me show you what a CryptoPunk looks like. The viewers at home can Google along with me. Just CryptoPunk Google images. And you can look at the first thing that pops up. My fucking internet's being especially fucking slow for no reason right now. I'm fucking...
Do you want me to look it up on your phone?
No. I'm mad right now.
No! I'm doing it. Brian's doing it.
This is a fucking CryptoPunk.
What the fuck? Okay.
Just one of those guys. It's a little pixelated fucking guy in a hoodie. Or a little tiny guy. It looks like a video game character from 1998.
Yeah.
These have some aesthetic value. These are cool. I like them. You know, they're like, got some character. Cute.
What the fuck is that headline?
CryptoPunk owner hopes to sell punk for $91 million.
Huh.
Let me tell you how much a fucking CryptoPunk costs.
These are NFTs.
These are NFTs. So, CryptoPunk... a CryptoPunk price right now is $329,000. And, $329,000.
Wow.
I guess is the... Yeah.
Interesting.
So, how can you look at me with a straight face and tell me that this little tiny pixelated picture of a guy smoking a cigarette that literally doesn't exist in physical space is selling for $300,000, and that's about art? This isn't about art at all. This is a bunch of people with a bunch of with millions of fucking dollars and like $80 million in Ethereum fucking coin and their untraceable fucking crypto wallet, buying one of these because it was either a flex or because it's going to make them a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't like the art world going crazy over CryptoPunks. People in galleries everywhere. Like, gallerists hate him. Like, that's not what's happening. This is like people gambling shitloads of money trying to make more.
Well, I guess the thing that I think is really interesting about it, that is maybe kind of a nihilistic point of view, is that I think that it's already been like that. This is just the digitizing of that.
Right. So, and while that is true, I would just say, as an aside, that the fine art world isn't really like a hot market for that kind of trading and for that kind of like insane money wasting. Like, you know what I mean? There aren't like 26-year-old millionaires in Beverly Hills like buying Georgia O'Keeffe paintings.
Yeah.
They're buying CryptoPunks.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So like this is like a, like, I don't know, like people our age, or like just like creepy. Have you heard of? We were talking about this the other day, but shitcoin scams.
Yeah.
So there's a subreddit right now too. It's called Crypto Moonshot, and if you've heard the going to the moon expression. We're like, oh, yo, everybody invest in fucking MILF coin and fucking shit-face fucking crypto coin. Like, we're all going to the moon. This coin's going to the moon. That means it's going to blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to buy in for $1 billion. We're all going to buy 1 billion coins each at 0.0000 times infinity cents. And then when the fucking price of the coin goes up to 20 cents or to 30 cents and we all own 1 billion of them, we're all walking away. This math doesn't add up, obviously. We're all walking away with $100,000.
Yeah.
And all the idiots that actually bought in, and like we drove up the price on Twitter because we're a bunch of rich influencers. All of our fans bought the coin. We had $1 billion when we started promoting it. No, okay, we owned 1 billion coins. We start promoting it. All our fans buy in. The price of the coin goes up to 20 cents. We all sell
Yeah.
immediately.
So now it's worth nothing.
Now it's worth absolutely nothing. We have $100,000 and everyone's like, oh shit, man, like don't invest where you can't lose. So that's like a big way. Like there's like crypto influencers, for example.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of people in the cryptocurrency industry.
And that's possible because of the nature of the currency, where the valuation is dependent on how many people are owning that kind of coin.
Well, yeah, so there are a lot, I don't know a ton about it, but there are people that are trying, there's like, I feel like 2 schools of people with cryptocurrency. There's those guys that are like idiot, like 20-year-old Twitch streamers, like with cool haircuts and like diamond chains that are like crypto influencers. And then there are people that are like these like against the grain, like 37-year-old like computer nerds that are like, we're gonna build a currency that the government can't enforce, and we're libertarians, like we're gonna change the world with our crypto.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 types, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So there are people that are trying to build stable currencies independent from governments, and that's like a cool thing. Like, I mean, we'll see where that goes. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the people that are like, NFTs, bro, they're the new fine art, like buy my fucking bit, like those guys are just shitbag scammers. Like, might as well be the guy from Barstool Sports.
See, from a, like, so I agree with that. I don't think that the future of the fine arts world, or the fuck, could stay NFTs at all. No. But I think that something that's interesting about it is that the things that have been trendy and the things that stay trendy after the fact, it's like historical documentation. Like, the things that have value to museums and to collectors have value because they were hot at that time.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why, like, there's 10,000 people trying to doodle on a wall like Basquiat did, but there's only one Basquiat because he was the face of the fucking 80s. Yeah. Or Andy Warhol, or fucking name whatever artist from whatever time period that's the case. It was like this person personified either pop culture or fine arts culture at that time. It's still recording, you're okay.
Oh, okay, shit. I don't know why. I just like frantically wanted to check if it was still recording.
That's okay.
No, you're completely right.
And I think for a moment, NFTs were also that. That moment might have already passed, which maybe we should have made this episode a few months ago, but...
Well, no, I mean, the NFT trend is, like, still happening. Like, people are definitely still buying these. People are definitely still trading them. People are definitely still making them. And there's a lot of real fine artists that were on the ground floor with this. Like, what the fuck's the guy's name? The guy that sold at Christie's.
Oh, shit.
Beeple,
yeah.
Yeah, like that dude. Like, he's a legit artist. Like, his stuff isn't, like fraudulent, like, shitbag scammer art.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that guy's legit. Like, there's a lot of people that were real legit, like, people that made dope art and it's sold as NFTs, and they'll go down in fucking history as the NFT guys. But, and like, don't get me wrong, like, crypto punks, like, these might be in a museum one day. Like, these
I think they definitely will be
in art history books. Like, and, like, good for whoever the fuck made these, but...
I don't think that this is the future of the art world in terms of the currency, though. I think it's the
economic,
future of the art world in terms of a medium.
You think
like, this is a moment in art history right now. And because these artists are leveraging this as, like, currency is the medium.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, which... Yeah. But... It's like, the thing is...
Like, I could completely believe going into a conceptual art museum in, like, 10 years and seeing the fucking gif of Charlie bit my finger in the museum. Okay. That's not a piece of art, but the medium makes it art.
By that principle, yeah, I agree. But I think that, like... So, I think there's 2 questions here. Will digital art and digital pieces of culture end up in museums? Definitely. Like, there already is digital art museums. Like, I was at the Crystal Bridges Museum in Arkansas, and they had a piece that was probably 30 by 40 inches, and it was just a TV screen. a flat screen TV monitor that was like 9:16 ratio, and it was just a picture. It was a video of a man looking into the camera for 30 minutes
Wow.
on a loop in the gallery.
That's cool.
It was a beautiful, intimate, and weird and vulnerable. It was a really cool piece. Digital art. It's in a fucking gallery. There are literally NFT galleries, for
Yeah.
example, also in fucking New York and probably in LA. But I guess what my problem with it isn't the historical relevance or value. I think there's a lot of historical value to it. It isn't the cultural value. That's pretty dope too. But and even though there are some legitimate and cool artists involved in this, I think the bulk of it is just shitty, unethical, creepy, internet gambling motherfuckers who are just trying to steal a bunch of people's money.
Yeah.
I think it's just some sick weirdos that are like, I don't know,
Yeah.
just like white collar criminal influencers,
I agree with that.
you know. So I would just say, like, obviously everybody says this with cryptocurrency, but just honestly, dude, don't fucking buy anything.
Oh yeah.
Put your
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
money in a bank.
I agree with that.
I'm not anti cryptocurrency, I guess, in principle, but I am, like, I think that, like, if something is being hyped the fuck up and it's it's 2021, everybody's on the internet, everybody's on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, we're all here, we're all watching the news. Let me tell you this, if something is fucking viral, or it's blowing the fuck up, or it's on that cover of every magazine and newspaper, it's not by accident. There is definitely some people somewhere out there that made that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if that's how you found out about this thing, you're not on the ground floor.
Yeah, and let me tell you this, and like, especially with NFTs, especially with cryptocurrency, there is almost always a dark ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Always. And like, not to shit on this guy Beeple. I'm sure that, I mean, I think it's fucking sick that dude sold a piece for $1 million at Christie's. Like, that's fucking lit. And I think it's really funny too, because it's really kind of tipping the art market on its head in a way, and really exposing the idiotic way that we think about buying art and for millions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's cool that this happened, but I just think it's fucking shady as fuck and creepy.
I agree. But I guess when you think about it, like, I feel like some of the hottest questions in the arts market, if you're talking about fine art specifically, not NFTs, for the past, like, fucking 40 years have been, like, art ownership. Like, who is the creator of an image if they've never touched it, if they had a studio of people working on it, if they're the only one who worked on it? Like, what is the value? What is the artist's contribution, and what is the value? Is it the design? Is it the object? Is it the mastery? And a lot of people have come to the conclusion that the concept is what's valuable. And this is the only way that we have so far where you can identify ownership of a specific concept. Like, I was actually researching this recently because of the Letter Project, which is interesting, I guess. It's very, very, very hard to copyright or patent a concept. You have to copyright or patent the thing that comes from that concept, which is how you can have similar products but different execution. You can copyright that, but it's not a copyright infringement to do something really similar. So when you're talking about conceptual art and people building entire portfolios on, like, this is an animal skull that I salvaged and it's in this context and that's what makes it art, that context can't be copyrighted or owned. It can be replicated a lot. And then when you talk about digital artists too, like, even in simpler terms, if you made something on Photoshop and there is no master copy because it's a digital image, and printing it and making it physical, they would all be exactly the same. It creates a sort of lineage of ownership, and there's one of this item, even if it can be replicated 1,000 times.
You mean
the
like
same
minting
way.
it as an NFT on the blockchain?
Yeah,
Creates, and I
there is
think
an option for that.
That's true, and I also think that that's really cool.
It's completely inaccessible. This is all, like, theoretical, but
Well, yeah,
if you have $1 billion,
Bitcoin is inaccessible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, cryptocurrency is fucking a ridiculous fucking concept.
yeah,
But the cool part about it is, so is money.
yeah, that's true.
So is property. So is selling a fucking painting for fucking $300 fucking million.
All of it's bullshit.
Exactly.
Literally all of it is. Which is what I think is interesting about it and why I think it has value artistically and philosophically. I agree with everything else that you said too about it being like games basically, but I think the same thing of, I don't know, love him or hate him, Jeff Koons, a lot of his work has this very similar thesis to all this NFT shit. It's like a hyper-conceptual depiction of all of that.
The thing is, though, with Jeff Koons is that he did that on purpose. He this is a concept that he is working in intentionally. Like, he's actually think like, but the fact, like, I don't think a cultural moment, like, in the zeitgeist can take credit for that. Like, I think that these people, like, scamming people with NFTs and cryptocurrency, even though it is subverting the way we think about, like, the economy and currency, and, like, that's, like, cool as shit, and we think that that's cool, that chaos, like, fuck yeah, like, fuck the system, that doesn't mean that those guys are, like, artists.
Oh, I don't think they are. I'm not making that argument.
And I know you don't. I'm not, like,
That's
telling
what I'm
you
saying.
that, but...
That's why I'm saying the moment is the medium. For a lot of artists that maybe didn't make NFTs for any of their career, actually definitely didn't because this just happened, but have a whole portfolio of work that is separate from this, are making art as NFTs with intention and will probably go on to do completely different things. The reason those pieces of art, I think, would have value in the future to a museum or to an institution or to a private collector would be because of that cultural context that is being leveraged as a medium in the creation of the piece.
What a fucking bunch of bullshit.
I think it's sick. I think it's absolutely fucked up and it's like rich boy games, but it's also sick.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I would love
too.
to play that I can't.
That's the thing, man, is that, like, a regular ass artist just chilling like us, like, we can't drop an NFT and make money.
That'd be fucking crazy. Can you imagine?
Well, the thing, like...
We should make the Boston Art Podcast logo an NFT.
That would be really funny.
It's not even our text.
But, like, I mean, who the fuck owns Black Letter, the font?
Nobody.
Like, go fuck yourself.
New York Times, maybe?
No. No, fuck them. But, like, bleep, 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 bloop, blop. What was I just saying?
Sorry, I derailed you a little bit.
No, it's cool. No, but, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if like Logan Paul, like, cooks up an NFT, which he did drop an NFT series.
I didn't know that.
Well, like, yeah, he can, like, but, like, so if that fucking asshole drops a bunch of NFTs, he's gonna make a whole bunch of fucking money.
Yeah.
Good for him. Great job, pal. But, like, that doesn't mean anything for, like, regular culture or, like, real arts. It's, like, it's literally just, like, LA influencer, like, crypto scam artist shit.
I agree with that.
That doesn't mean I don't think it's cool.
Well, the same thing can be said about any medium, though. Like, there are so many people that fucking... Like, dropping a clothing line doesn't make you a fashion designer.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's true.
Anybody can make art. And I think a lot of famous people that have the time and the funds have more room to experiment with that. And it's fun and it's trendy and whatever. But that doesn't mean that they have the same kind of portfolio or the same kind of concept behind their work as somebody who's been working at the concept for 30 years. I haven't even been alive for 30 years, but...
Yeah, man. Mr. Brainwash.
He's an interesting motherfucker. I completely changed my opinion on Mr. Brainwash recently. I still think he's, like, kind of an annoying dude, but his determination and his dedication gives him the right.
You know what would be a really funny thing that we should make?
Debate team on Mr. Brainwash.
No, we should just watch Exit Through the Gift Shop and commentate on it. We should just do, like, a Exit Through the Gift Shop reaction video.
That would be
essentially,
awesome.
Where we just, like, discuss it while we're watching it.
Can we do that?
I think
Let's
we
do
could
that.
do that, yeah. I think that, like, I learned about fair use recently, which I guess is a relevant, like, set of laws to reaction videos.
Oh.
And I guess one of the main principles of fair use is that it has to be transformative content.
Transformative.
Like your piece, your reaction video, or your content about a piece of content can't serve as a replacement to the content. Like,
it has to be
if you made
an addition, I mean?
Yeah, or a transformation of it. Like, if you made like, if you reacted to, like, Karate Kid, and you could just watch your reaction video and it would be exactly the same as watching Karate Kid, you didn't make a transformative piece of content, you just pirated it and re-uploaded it, just like with a little picture of you in the corner.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But if you were, like, pausing it and discussing it and, like, breaking it down, and it was a completely different experience than watching the movie,
then that would maybe fall under fair use.
So it has to be good. It has to be a good reaction video, or else you get sued.
Yeah, I guess so. You know what's funny? What I learned all this from literally is just H3.
I was listening to H3 today.
H3, there's one fucking just random episode where all of their titles are like clickbait and like has nothing to do with the content, so it'd be like hard to find the actual episode, but the guy like talks like in depth about fair use law.
Huh.
And it was like, I was like, holy shit, this is like borderline educational, because apparently I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. I'm like rapidly losing steam, and I'm like laying down in the most like horrible, uncomfortable position ever.
You look pretty comfy right now, actually.
I'm not.
Oh, you should
I'm like
change that.
I might as well be laying on like a mini golf course.
You're on your bed.
Yeah, but there's a lot
in
of
PJs.
pillows.
Pillows go on beds.
Yeah,
You
but
could
not
move
the
them
way
around.
that I am laying on them. I'm
Fix
laying
it.
on them in a very ineffective way, but I'm also tired.
Oh, so it's helping you stay awake?
No. So it's like I don't have enough energy to take initiative and correct my discomfort.
You're taking a lot of energy to discuss it right now.
That's because we're fucking recording a fucking podcast. The energy is only going to one place.
All right, that's fair.
Oh, fuck life.
Yeah, NFTs, man.
NFTs, I think the mega hype and in the news NFTs, I think that's gone.
Yeah,
I think
that was a wave
that moment came and went, and that's fine. It might come back, but I think NFTs being bought, sold, and traded, I think that's still hype. It's just a niche.
Yeah.
It's just a niche, and let me tell you this: the definitive position of the Boston Art Podcast about this is, if you are an artist and you are listening to our podcast right now, and you are worried or a little bit anxious that you won't be relevant if you don't make NFTs, you're fucking so unbelievably wrong. Just don't think about it. It doesn't fucking matter. Unless you want to like gamble thousands of dollars with cryptocurrency, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're good. And the only way you're going to drop NFTs and make millions of dollars off it is if you're already famous.
Yeah, dude.
Like, Beeple didn't blow up because of NFTs. He kind of did, but he was already an established digital artist before he was like making all this money with NFTs.
The other thing, too, to think about with cryptocurrency is all the motherfuckers that I know that were talking about it and being like, you guys should buy into Dogecoin. I'm going to make so much money, blah, 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 diamond emoji.
Yeah. Those people
None of them, they're all
were
still
wrong.
working their day jobs.
Those people were wrong.
Yeah.
And like,
props to anybody who did get in at the right time, but they were lucky motherfuckers.
so, and like that is like a perfect thing. So Dogecoin is like, I feel like there's a lot of conspiracies about Dogecoin. I mean, conspiracy theories about Dogecoin in terms of whether or not it was actually a shitcoin scam. Because there's also a lot of criticisms about Elon Musk. You can't talk about all this without talking about Elon Musk, probably.
Yeah.
But he, whether it's like really impossible to determine whether or not he was doing this on purpose. And I think he got sued for this one time, or he got in real trouble for this one time, but he can control the price of stocks, of different cryptocurrencies, of specific things through his Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the same with every famous people and that every famous person, and that is the essence and the crux of a cryptocurrency scam. Is somebody, developers, these like weird computer fucking nerds, make a fucking cryptocurrency, and then they name it like asshole twist coin or whatever the fuck they call it, and then they fucking they give like, I don't know, like Logan Paul and fucking Nigel Houston and fucking the president $1 billion coins each, and say, all right, everybody, like on the 27th, like everybody tweet to your followers that they should buy this coin. Everybody buy in, going to the moon, diamond hand. And then everybody involved and the developers make a fat fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
That might have happened with Dogecoin. Maybe it didn't. It definitely happened with a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But this is stressful. And like the thing is it's kind of questionable whether or not it's illegal. It's unethical, sure, but is it illegal? It's cryptocurrency.
Yeah, technically
It's
not.
fucking fuck it up. Do whatever you want. 666, who cares?
Maybe it is illegal. I have no idea, but
I just think it's interesting. I think it's interesting as a cultural moment, and as you said, that moment is already come and gone for the most part. It was a few
Maybe.
months ago, maybe. But I think now, even if there were a resurgence, it wouldn't be new. Like, in terms of valuation to the arts world or to arts collectors, I don't know that a second wave of NFTs would be relevant.
yeah, because maybe I'm fucking wrong. Maybe I'm a douche and I'm talking out of my ass. But I don't think NFTs will ever be meaningfully relevant to an art collector or somebody involved truly in the fine arts world. It will be very relevant to people in the crypto world. I would say that the NFT world is not the art world at all. It's the NFT world, which is art adjacent and very much just a cryptocurrency world.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I think the reason why an artist like Beeple or somebody blew up in the beginning of the NFT thing is because they made their art an NFT. Like, the fact that it was an NFT was almost the art piece in the first place, because the concept transcended the actual... I guess there was no art object, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that, like, we only think that. I think that you might only be thinking that because we're artists and we see it that way. I think that the people who are buying that shit were trying to make... Or, like, I don't know if people... Like... I'm sorry, I don't mean this, like, I'm not, like, trying to, like, say anything, but, like...
That's okay.
I think that, like, the people who are, like, all hyped up on crypto and NFTs aren't... I don't think it's... People really see it that way. I think people see it as like as like what one might call like pump and dump, like just making shitloads of money type deals. I think that you're right. I agree with you, and I think that that's lit, and I think that the NFT concept is the art piece, and that's why it is culturally and conceptually interesting.
Which is a reason why a collector or a museum would buy something like that in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
it would be
I could
more
agree with
a
that.
museum angle than a private collector, though, I guess.
Like historical relevance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the cultural moment.
That I agree with. That I agree with, but I'm just saying, I guess what I'm saying is that the average person buying this shit is not, like, you know what I mean? I think those people are just making loot.
I agree with that. I think anybody that's...
Offshore account shitbag people.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that moment in time when it was the cutting edge thing that is what has artistic value. NFTs that are made right now, it's like, that's cool, they're NFTs, make your money, I guess, but they're not cutting edge anymore, which means they're not...
Yeah.
I would imagine they wouldn't be as valuable, but we're veering into the area of our own projection now, but...
Yeah, which is what this whole thing is. And, like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the artists that were doing it.
Same.
I think the artists that were making their art into NFTs, I mean, that's, like, cool and all, but I just don't... I just think that the world of crypto and NFTs and crypto, all these people is... I just think that's just... It's like internet mafia. Just creepy people.
Yeah.
Creepy deeds.
Yeah, fucking over everybody else bought in at the bottom. Yeah.
Anywho, maybe that doesn't... Maybe I'm being cynical. Maybe that isn't what it's all about. Maybe there's so much more to it than that.
Hit us up if you want to come on a podcast to defend NFTs and crypto trading.
I don't want to have that. Whoever the fuck actually hit us up, whoever
me
is
up.
out there that really did was like, I'm going to call them and I'm going to defend NFTs. It would be the shittiest conversation ever. It'd be like some fucking asshole like that we literally probably wouldn't even want to talk to.
It could be kind of fun.
No, it wouldn't.
It could be kind of fun.
It wouldn't be fun. Dude.
You should make an NFT.
I did. I minted a bunch of them.
You did?
I did, yeah.
When did that
like
happen?
fucking forever ago. I didn't actually mint them. Well, I did. I have NFTs minted on the blockchain right now.
What?
They will no one will ever buy them, and I'm not going to tell anybody about them. You know why I did it?
You told me you were thinking about it. You never brought it up again.
Well, okay. I think maybe I just kind of forgot to tell you, but let me tell you why.
You forgot to tell me you minted NFTs.
Because it was stupid. But let me tell you why I did it.
Okay.
I had this, like, this is the most, like, this is going to be, like, a little window into why I'm a fucking psychopath and an asshole. Just kidding, not an asshole. But, like, I was just thinking, like, wouldn't it be cool if there was historical value to these and that, like, they do, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think there was maybe a little part of me that just wanted to say that I did it in the future.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's really it. Like, I just wanted
But the
What did
problem
you-
was, okay, so the problem with minting NFTs and the reason that it's so inaccessible is because to mint an NFT, you need to own cryptocurrency, for one.
Gotcha.
And that cryptocurrency, I'm pretty sure, literally has to be Ethereum. And Ethereum is a cryptocurrency that has, I don't know what the fuck this means or what it has to do with anything, but there's something called the gas prices with the NFT. I mean, with Ethereum, which when you mint an NFT onto the blockchain, it costs a gas fee, which is a number, which is an amount of Ethereum that is sometimes really, really high, sometimes it's really, really low. But essentially, okay, what I'm saying though is that you have to pay a fee every time you mint an NFT.
Okay.
And that fee is an Ethereum, a cryptocurrency. And I found out that I don't know what determines the price of it. Sometimes maybe it's like $20, but it's usually like 100 to like 300. It's like maybe I'm totally fucking wrong actually. But the fucking
Did you pay like $300?
No, absolutely not. But what I did do is I paid like $60, and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. Why did I do that? Because I didn't know that it was going to cost that much, and then I was like clicking all these buttons, like being a dumbass, like, okay, I have a crypto wallet now. What does that mean? Like, oh my god, like how do I buy money? Like I don't know. I
remember this.
I was fucking lost.
I remember the beginning of this because I remember you buying cryptocurrency and I saw you on your phone, and I was like, "How much cryptocurrency you just buy?" And you wouldn't tell me, and
You're
then we never
talking
talked
very
about it
loud
again.
right now.
You don't want anyone to hear you.
No. Okay. It's very late. We're in my apartment.
It's like 10.
Okay, but I'll say I do own I have a crypto wallet. I own some cryptocurrency. I own some money. But like, what am I trying to say? Or what was I saying? I did it because I wanted to say in the future that I did it.
What did you make into NFTs?
Just, I don't even fucking remember. Just like stupid fucking shit.
Like paintings?
Yeah, a couple of them.
That's sick.
I made one that was like just like a GIF. That was like my face or something. I forget. It was like some kind of animation.
I'll buy it. How much?
Don't buy it. No, I priced them like I was stupid
Can you
about
set
it.
your own price?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But
Sell me your NFT for $5.
well, I don't know if I can change the price. I stupidly priced them obscenely fucking high. Like I think I made one that was like 2 Ethereum, which Ethereum right now is worth like $3,500 for one.
So wait, do you own that item then?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't really know. Well,
Is
if
that a liquidatable asset that you created?
No. It would only be worth that amount of money.
Liquefiable?
It would only be worth that amount of money if it's sold.
Gotcha.
It's just that's the price tag on it. It's worth $0 right now. But if it actually sold, which it fucking never would, because that would be ridiculous. Who would buy it? But if it did, then I would get like $7,000.
Huh.
Unless there was a gas fee. Unless the gas fee was high. Then I think I might have to pay some of that to the platform in which it's sold on.
To make up the difference.
I guess so. I don't know. And what the fuck was I going to say next? Oh, and the cool part about NFTs, though, that I will say is really cool, which is something that actually exists in the fine art world in Europe and some countries, is that every time your NFT, if you sell your NFT, if that person sells it in the aftermarket, no matter how many times your NFT is exchanged, you make money. You get royalties essentially off the NFT sale.
Yeah.
Which is not a thing in the American art world. If somebody buys your fucking painting for $50 and then they sell it for like, $8,000 at some bullshit auction house, like
They don't even have to tell
you just get fucked. Like you get no money, you never know. Your painting's just floating around with a big fat price tag on it, and you get to just go fuck yourself.
Which is totally legal.
Which is legal in America, but I'm pretty sure in some European countries that isn't the case, and I think that artists do get money from that. And I think there are people in the world that would like to see that change, or maybe trying to
I'd like to
change
see that change.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I've had people resell my paintings, and I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
It made me very upset, and it hurt my feelings. Maybe it shouldn't have hurt my feelings. I got a message from someone the other day that was like, hey, like, my friend gave me this painting, like they were moving and they didn't have room for it in their apartment. And that was like nice. This person wasn't mean, but then they sent me the picture of it. And the only thing I could think of, maybe I might be a jerk for thinking this, but the only thing I could think was like, that person that I gave this painting to just fucking gave it away for free to a random person.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck them, what an asshole. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm exposing myself a little bit right now.
No, it's all
But
good.
I was like, this fucking motherfucker. I thought, anyway, whatever. I
can be
fucking hate
hard.
that dude. I'm sorry. No, I didn't. No. I meant I hate that comma, dude. I didn't mean I hate that dude. Just to clarify. I'm not saying I hate that
I fucking
person.
hate that guy.
No, that's not what I meant.
I was like, whoa.
No. Just to clarify. Ugh.
I can see that though. I don't know that I've had an experience where I actually heard what happened to my piece after I sold it. I do feel weird sometimes though when I send a piece to someone. I mean, I shouldn't feel weird about this because more often than not this is the case, and I understand why, and I think I've been this person on the receiving end of buying pieces too. But sometimes you sell a piece to someone and they'll send you a message and be like, I just received it, it's so nice, blah blah blah. Like, thanks. Or like, I got it, it's intact, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you'll ship a piece to someone and they'll be like, the message will be like, can I buy that? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, how much? And you tell them. And they're like, cool, here's my address. And you don't say anything else. And you send it to them and you never hear about it again.
Yeah,
And
I've
it's
done
like-
that a bunch, actually.
That's the majority of art sales, really. But it's kind of weird. It's like odd. You know, it's like I
Yeah.
made this thing. Like I ran out of water and I spit in this cup and I used that with my, like, you bought this for me. I made this from my
Did
womb.
you just admit on the podcast that
I use spit
you dilute your paint
all
with
the
spit
time.
all the
All
time?
the time. All the fucking time.
We all do it.
Sometimes I use it for sculpting.
Everybody does
Sometimes,
it.
yeah.
I do it too. You know what never mind.
What the fuck are you about to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say something that I've been doing recently. 'Cause you remember? Oh god, I'm so stupid. But I've been using gouache recently a lot,
Yeah.
and I might be wrong, but okay. So I'm pretty sure, just for the record, gouache paint is less toxic than acrylic.
Possibly.
But a lot of my brushes are really frayed and shitty, and when I like put my spit on them, or I just kind of like can straighten
Oh,
it out,
shit.
so it makes the brush more pointy. When I just
Yeah.
when I just like
Like the Radium Girls.
give it a good lick, yeah, like that.
You know about that?
But I do know about that. I don't want to talk about Radium Girls right after I talked about licking gouache paint off of my fucking paintbrushes.
Y'all can Google it. It's pretty scary shit.
Yeah, oh, you can talk about the Radium Girls. Tell us about Radium Gals.
So I'm gonna fuck up the details of this. I just know the story generally. It's a ghost story basically, but Industrial Revolution, Europe somewhere.
I think America too, probably.
Really? Were the actual like famous Radium Girls? I thought were in England, but
Yeah,
maybe
you might be right.
I have no idea. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. But basically, these women would work in factories where they would paint watch faces and makeup and things with radium.
Yeah, like late 1800s, probably.
Yeah, because it would glow. So we didn't really understand that you can get radiation poisoning at the time, or that it's
Yeah.
poisonous. But it was considered a really pretty thing to use as a paint, and they didn't know that it was poisonous. So what they would do is they would wet their brushes with their mouths, like Brian just described, but they were eating small amounts of radium. And over time, they started receiving the impact of that poisoning, and people were dying, and it became this whole like workers' rights movement thing. But there are images of the girls, their teeth would start to glow and their mouths would glow.
Yeah, and their jaws would fall off of their fucking skulls.
Yeah.
And they would lose their tongues, and their flesh would fucking melt off their faces.
Yeah.
Like they permanently mutilated themselves.
Yeah. And had no idea that was going to happen. And they were really young women when they started working in these factories.
Whoever the fuck was running that fucking watch factory probably did.
Probably.
I bet they did know. Assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the radium girls.
And I
Dark
think-
shit. Hopefully gouache paint doesn't do that.
You shouldn't eat paint.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not literally fucking eating my paint. I
Well, they
wipe
weren't
the
eating
brush
the radium.
off, and then I...
and then I...
the sound effect's important.
Dude, my brother came in my studio the other day while I was painting, and he was like, hey, do you know the glue is not toxic? And I was like, I mean, it depends on the glue, but what are you about to say? And he was like, I just ate some and it was fine. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I just ate some glue. And I was like, you're full of shit right now. You just came out here. It was like midnight. He just came out in his PJs, and he's like, you know you can eat glue? I was like, you're fucking with me right now. You didn't just do that. And he's like, yeah, I did. You can't stop me. I'm gonna go eat more. Bye. And he left.
Yeah, I wonder what non-toxic really means, though.
That's what I said. I was
Like,
like,
what is
you're not
the-
supposed to fucking eat it, you
Like,
dipshit.
Like, I think people who make products probably just have to meet a legal requirement to be able to put non-toxic on a thing.
I think it's supposed
That
to be
doesn't
that,
mean that
like,
it's like edible or potable or good for you. That just means that they met a legal standard.
well, I think if you ingest a small amount of it, it's supposed to be okay, because I think they put that on there for, like, if animals or children ingest it, like, you're not going to die, you don't have to call poison control, but you're not supposed to, like, drink glue. He might have been fucking with me, though. I think he was.
Imagine, like, just, what do you, like, screwing, you know, you screw the glue stick
Yeah.
to make more come out. Imagine just twisting that thing all the way out and just eating it.
You know what's
Just
fucked
an
up?
Elmer's glue stick, just taking a fucking bite out of it.
Do you ever have somebody say something like that to you, and you just have this sensory memory of sometime you did something super fucked up? I was about to be like lipstick, and I was like, you don't do that with lipstick. That's not a thing you're supposed to do.
But you, like, definitely did.
At some point in my life, I definitely ate lipstick, like a whole thing of lipstick.
You know what I did
And
one
it was
time?
probably gross.
When I was like 12.
What?
I think I did it on like a dare or to like show off, be cool or something. But I just fucking literally ate a cigarette. I just chewed up and ate a cigarette, like an unlit cigarette.
Oh my god.
'Cause I was like probably trying to be cool.
The whole thing? Like tobacco and all, or was it
Yeah.
a butt?
No, the whole cigarette unlit. I was
Damn.
such a loser. I used to put cigarettes out on my tongue to show off and be cool. Like that was like a cool tough guy thing to do.
I would have thought you were cool.
Thanks.
I think a lot of things are cool though.
Yeah, because if your tongue's wet or there's a little spit on your tongue, it goes out immediately without burning you. Yeah, it's like pinching a candle wick.
It's pretty sick. Or like licking a lighter.
Yeah, I guess so.
I used to do drawings all the time of people doing that. I thought it
Licking
was like,
lighters.
yeah, you know the thing where you can like flick a bic and you can stick your tongue out and it won't burn.
Dune. Okay, just for all the idiot fucking people listening, don't try this.
I've tried it and I burned myself.
I say that as if we're gonna get like sued by somebody because they were like the Boston Art Podcast.
My son listened to the Boston Art Podcast and now he's has no tongue.
He's a radium girl.
Oh god.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Anyway.
How long is this fucking episode?
Like almost an hour.
What? How many minutes?
56 minutes and 49 seconds.
Did you just put the mic up to my mouth while I
Do it
yawned?
again. Do it again.
No. Oh jeez. All right. I'm tired.
Yeah, you need to go to bed.
I'm done with this podcast. This is my last episode.
I quit.
I'm quitting the
We
cast.
should have a beef
Quit cast.
podcast.
We're gonna
Let's
upload.
beef.
No, we're
Why?
gonna upload this episode as an
Bitch.
NFT. Just the whole episode, and you can only listen to it if you purchase it as an NFT.
Subscribe to our Patreon. We're only accepting Ethereum.
Now that would be an interesting thing, actually.
I feel like if you take any concept and make it complicated and heady and tell me about it, I'll accept it as conceptual art.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of weird. Sick.
Well, I mean, yes, but that doesn't mean that it would be good conceptual art.
I think it would be.
You think anything
Anything.
that somebody made would be good conceptual art?
Well, because there's conceptual art and there's camp.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I know, I agree, kind of. Now
Oh my
that's
God.
that is an interesting idea. Camp, as how does camp
Conceptual
relate?
camp.
Well, conceptual camp is conceptual camp.
Or is it?
No. Because there's
sorry,
two
I'm just
kinds of
fucking with you
camp.
right
There
now.
is conceptual camp where somebody is intentionally using camp in a movie for artistic reasons, and then there's camp where just like Troll 2 or like the movie just sucks. Like, you know what I mean?
And it's appreciated in a conceptual way.
No. It's appreciated in a conceptual way when it's conceptual. But when something just accidentally sucks, then it's just a funny movie that sucks.
The people enjoy because it's camp. But it's not camp because
Yeah,
it's camp because
but
it
I
sucks.
feel like the producers or the creator of that movie can't really get credit for that camp.
They don't.
If they just blew it. If they just made a fucking shit stain of fucking movie.
Well, that's not what I said, though. I said
Oh, okay.
appreciated conceptually. Like, the viewer is applying the conceptual lens, not the creator.
Okay. That's fine. But we've had this argument before.
No, have we?
We're thinking about this differently. I am talking about, I guess I am saying, and you're about to agree with me, that conceptual art is not conceptual art unless somebody decided during its inception or before that they're making a piece of conceptual art. Like their intention is required. You can't just like fall and break your head on a wall and by accident, and that's conceptual art.
I agree, but there's a difference between conceptual art, which has intention of the artist, and a conceptual lens, which is applied by the viewer to the art.
Well, that sounds like it would be art criticism, or a reading of a piece of art.
Which is what I said.
Fucking shut the fuck up. No,
Brian likes to do this thing where they just disagree with me.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm just kidding.
No. I think that's. I mean, I'm just like trying to name what we're talking about, not disagree with you, or like kind of categorize what we're talking about. What do you mean? Camp what?
Rock.
Camp rock. Okay.
I don't fucking know. Well, it's a conceptual lens, I think. Like the theory that like art is
something.
Yes, but that's not necessarily criticism. It can also be just an enjoyment of that thing. For example, like feminist rewatches of early 2000s like chick flicks.
Yeah.
Maybe they're completely misogynist and not actually what it was intended to be, but somebody watching it in 2021 with a different lens can see it a different way, and it's recreated that way. Okay. But it doesn't mean that the producers or creators intended it that way.
Yeah, I thought you were saying that in itself is conceptual art.
No, because that's where it comes back to intention not equating to impact. The impact is partially provided by the person receiving.
Yeah, impact of a piece of art is a collaboration of sorts.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So the viewer can bring the camp in some cases.
Yeah. Well, this sounds more like a literary endeavor.
Potentially, if you were writing something about it.
Well, I mean, if you're doing a feminist rewatching, you're probably doing it to discuss it and to think about it, to chew on it, and probably to repeat your thoughts in a context like this, which to me, that's a bit literary.
But you could also just not be doing a feminist rewatching and just be someone that has those slants that is consuming the media.
That's different. So now intention of the viewer viewing the piece of media is important. Just because you lean a certain way ideologically and then watch something, that doesn't mean you conceptually watched it within your own ideology. That means you just fucking watched it.
But you could still, the impact of the piece changes based on your own lens, which is affected by your ideologies.
Yes, but that isn't conceptual unless you decide prior that it is.
What?
Okay, if I'm like a liberal person and I watch like American Sniper and interpret it liberally, that didn't mean I did a conceptual liberal rewatching interpretation of American Sniper. That means just I'm a liberal person that watched it. If I said, okay, I'm going to do a leftist liberal reading this watching of American Sniper, then it is.
No,
because I decided it is before.
You know what I'm talking about right now, literally, and I'm such a douchebag and I just realized this as I'm saying it, but I'm talking about the concept of when I was fucking 17 years old of ironic watching.
Dude, yeah.
Like, if you were a person that's liberal leaning and you're going to see American Sniper, you're not necessarily doing it because you're going to, like, analyze it or write something about it.
And ironic, we are diehard fans of Riverdale.
It's not ironic. I literally love it.
It's not ironic for me either, you motherfucker.
Wait, what are you saying then?
You are fucking disrespecting me.
Why are you disagreeing with me? You agree with me.
I do agree with you. I see what you're saying, dude. There is somebody out there listening right now that completely understands my perspective, and they're not here to validate me. And that makes me so mad.
It's literally me.
Fuck you.
You're wrong.
I'm literally not.
No, you... I've lost track of what we're fighting about at this point.
I haven't.
Fuck off. No, dude, because, okay, I guess we're talking about, like, you can watch something...
We need, like, a whiteboard right now.
Okay, so there's watching something in sincerity.
Okay.
I'm watching this piece of media. All right, American Sniper analogy.
Okay, we're talking about American Sniper. Let's go.
Okay, no, all right, hold on. Fucking Hollister. Let's use Hollister as an example.
Like the clothing brand?
I'm going back to the irony thing.
Okay.
I'm 17. I bought a Hollister hoodie. Maybe I just actually like Hollister. I don't see anything funny about it. I just bought it, said, huh, okay, it fits me, that's great. That's a straight up, like, straight down the line watching.
You bought it for the utilitarian piece of clothing.
Maybe I like it, whatever. I'm a Hollister person.
Okay.
That's just one. That's level 1.
Damn it.
All right?
All right, I'm with you.
Level 2 would be camp. It's not actually Hollister, but a conceptual artist has released a brand of clothing. It's really similar to Hollister.
That's not
And
camp.
I purchased it.
That's parody.
What? No, they're not making fun of them. It's not necessarily parody. Parody has an inherently comedic lens.
They ironically ripped off Hollister and made something that looks like Hollister.
This is too complicated.
Ironically,
This is too complicated.
That
example.
is a fucking parody.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Maybe. Fuck.
Go back to I think the movie analogy worked better. Let's start back there.
I'm a Hollister girl. I bought an Aeropostale hoodie.
Oh my fucking god.
Do you ever see the Kuehl Theory YouTube video?
Kuehl?
Kuehl Theory?
I don't know about that.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking show you that after
Okay.
this. Google Kuehl Theory to anybody who's listening. I cannot describe it to you. I don't care about this. Fuck this. I'm right. Fuck you.
Yeah, alright, dude.
I'm done. No, actually, I'm not done. I'm gonna keep going. American Sniper.
I have to pee. No,
No,
okay, go
fucking
ahead.
stay.
You get one
Listen.
last try.
American Sniper. I watched it. True Patriot. Fuck yeah. Whatever. That's level 1. Level 2.
That's gonna be the clip that I cut from this. Just you saying that.
No. Level 2 would be no, because still it's not ironic. American Sniper was a genuine movie. They meant that.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Well, okay.
Yeah, it was still the parody
Well, this-
argument still applies to the American Sniper analogy.
Well, you weren't talking. I don't think you were. You weren't talking about camp from the context of making something. You were. I feel like you were talking.
It was
about
gonna be level 3. Level
You were
3
talking
was
about it
gonna
as a
be
viewer.
Okay, so now I go in. I'm a liberal anarchist, and I go in to see American Sniper.
A liberal anarchist. Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
both.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
both.
sorry. Yeah,
I'm a leftist,
Okay,
and I go
you're-
in to see American Sniper.
Got it.
I've abandoned the boycott.
Okay, you skipped out on the boycott. You shop at Hobby Lobby and eat Chick-fil-A, and you're going to see fucking American Sniper.
Yeah. And it's
With your fucking crypto
no,
wallet
American
and
Sniper's not good
NFTs.
enough. American Sniper's not a good example because American Sniper's political. So it's kind of hard to be ironic about politics, and you're just a douche. I go to see an Adam Sandler movie in theaters.
What the? Okay, you're going to see hit fucking feature film Jack and Jill featuring
Yes.
Adam Sandler. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
I don't enjoy it at all.
Okay, it's
But I
terrible.
went
You
with
fucking-
my other 19-year-old friends that all hate Adam Sandler.
Okay.
And it reminded us of the early 2000s, and it was enjoyable in the torture of it all.
Okay.
That's a viewer's camp. I'm right.
Dude. All right. You're right.
Fuck you!
No, I love you.
You're so full of shit.
You know what we should do? We
What?
should talk more about this. But maybe we should both bring receipts. But we should discuss.
Make a real debate about this.
No, we should discuss an entire fucking episode about Riverdale.
In depth?
Yes.
Oh my god.
We'll go for like 5 hours about
Fuck
Riverdale.
yeah.
We can't.
How long
that
do you
right
think we
now.
could talk? Do you
We
think
should-
we could go for 5 hours?
No.
5-hour episode.
I would probably that would be like running a marathon.
I want to
mentally.
try it.
I think we should try that sometime. We should do an episode. We should go as long as possibly can. But we need to fucking shut this one. This episode is shut down.
Do you think anybody listens to us as camp?
Like, okay. Oh, okay. So with that being said, see, that's a good example. But hear me out. I wouldn't call that camp. What I called that growing up is hate watching. Hate watching something where you intentionally watch something that sucks because
Yeah.
it's funny.
See, I did the same thing, but I called it ironic.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
it's
you're
ironically
ironically watching a piece of media. I think where I disagreed with you or where we had a bit of a misunderstanding was the use of the word camp.
I honestly don't know what camp means.
Well, I mean, camp, like, okay, camp is
I do,
yeah.
but
Well, okay, so there's two ways to use the word camp. That I'm going to talk about right now. There are people that camp is like a sacred artistic word to them, and
Yeah,
that's
fuck
like a
those
lot
people.
of. Well, not necessarily. Okay, let me think. No. You're too far. Those people, that's like drag queens, queer, a lot of queer film
Right.
and media, like American Horror Story. Maybe Ryan Murphy, as a film director, uses camp all the time.
okay.
Where, like, I don't know, whatever. Fucking shut the fuck up, me. But okay, so that's a thing, camp, blah blah blah. But then there's something where somebody says this is campy. When they're talking about Jack Reacher or like John Wick, when he like stabs a pencil through a guy's skull and then like explodes his head by
Yeah.
punching through his fucking like that's campy.
It's basically like
that was stupid. Like that could never happen in real life.
that was stupid.
That was campy.
Yeah.
So there's the artistic campy, and then there's that was fucking dumb campy. And
Gotcha.
when you were like, oh Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, because I think that they can be the same. I think there's an overlap. Like, a person who does this sometimes, like in the latest season of Twin Peaks, when Bob gets punched in the face, spoilers, that was both. That was artistic and bullshit campy.
So yeah, I think I think David Lynch would be a example of a I think it's its own thing just because he's of his artistic lineage and his portfolio, but I think David Lynch uses camp.
Yeah.
Like, but it's Lynchian camp. Like it's very much his own thing. I would say.
Have we agreed for this entire conversation?
I have fucking no idea. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Well, David Lynch, I feel like, doesn't use camp in the same way. Like, isn't there like a scene in like Mulholland Drive where like a guy just gets like shot to death, and then like the next scene he's just in the scene alive next to his dead body, and they just don't ever explain that.
I don't remember. I haven't seen Mulholland Drive in a while, but probably.
Yeah, but like so
But that's what I mean. I feel like David Lynch is a good example of that gray area because he subverts camp.
dude, you can't just say subverts and then I'm just kidding. No, you're right.
I'm glad you knew
You're
what I
right.
meant by that. I was really trying to put
you're-
emphasis on that
You're
word.
right. You're right.
There is like a middle zone where it's not just those two.
Hmm.
Like the joke of camp has become its own artistic lens, which is where we come back to irony. If you've ever read Homestuck, I based my whole personality on Dave Strider, and that's coming through in this episode right now.
You're acting like Dave Strider? Is that what you mean?
His whole thing is irony.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. I'm not going
That's
to talk
okay.
about Homestuck anymore. I'm
So
done
are
with that,
you talking
actually.
about behaving with irony and enjoying things ironically and everything's ironic? Because I remember that. That was an era for everybody. Was that because I wasn't Homestuck, but I feel like I can understand that, how everyone was like a asshole, like beanie wearing, like ironic, like dick.
Yeah.
That was a vibe.
The Dave Strider iteration of it was slightly different, but
Okay.
I don't feel like it right now.
The Homestuck
I decided,
fans in the audience know. So
yeah,
you can
if you
trust
know, you know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll fill you in later.
You know, it would be a really like horrible but really funny thing to do.
To reread Homestuck,
But like
in entirety?
front to back, like as an
dude,
adult.
I would fucking probably enjoy that a lot. Actually, there's a lot of Homestuck that's like super problematic and fucked up, and I think the writer just jumped ship at the end.
Well,
but some of it is like
you can do a feminist reading of problematic Homestuck, just like you were talking about with early 2000s.
it wouldn't be as fun. Early
I'm
2000s.
just kidding. I'm talking
like,
shit. I was an attempted callback and it sucked.
I took it too seriously. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's all
I
right.
abandoned you on that one.
Don't worry about it. I wasn't serious.
This has been the most pretentious episode we've made.
It hasn't been pretentious. This has been fun.
NFTs and camp.
NFTs. What should the title of this be? I was thinking it'd be really funny to name this WTF as an NFT. I thought that would be funny. Like what the fuck is an NFT? And then like the viewers could be like, yeah, what the fuck is an NFT? I'm gonna get educated right now.
And
by
then we
Brian
just
and Theo, and then we
argue
just fucking
for an
don't.
hour.
We just don't fucking help you. But the only takeaway here is just don't do it.
Unless it's camp.
Unless you're ironically buying NFTs through conceptual camp. Unless you're enjoying NFTs ironically, and
Oh my
not
God.
in a regular ironic way, but more in a Dave Strider Homestuck ironic NFT way.
Oh my god, Dave Strider totally would buy NFTs, ironically.
Ironically.
That's an example, yeah. He's like a clout chaser irony person who doesn't even enjoy most of the things that he ironically does.
Oh, okay. I think I understand Dave Strider a little bit more. Is this the sunglasses blonde?
The one I
cosplay
cosplayed
guy?
as, yeah.
Okay.
Well, an important part of his character also is that he's supposed to be like fucking 16 or something in the comics, so he's just really insecure. And he has an older brother who genuinely likes all this stuff, so he ironically adopts a lot of it. But really, he's trying to be cool for his internet friends.
What a fucking disaster of youth and life.
I would literally kill to go back to having the passion for Homestuck I once did.
We should start a spin-off podcast that's just a Homestuck analysis podcast.
Oh my god.
Where it's just you explaining every single aspect and piece of everything about Homestuck to me, and me just like being like, okay, all right, yeah, I know, I get that.
You never read it. I just like give you a
I'll-
breakdown.
Yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, that's cool, and like you just like you know that there's like podcast formats like that where there's like the educator person and then
Yeah.
there's like the second seat person who's like, oh yeah, and then like make jokes
So good.
like Sawbones. If you listen to that, I was talking to the viewer. I know.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the viewer.
What? What did you say to the viewer? I was talking to them. Is it time?
Yeah, it's past time. It's like an hour and 15. We're so used to doing long episodes now that doing a 45-minute one seems like baby.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
Jeez, a little weasel.
Good one.
Thanks.
All right, let's shut this fucking bullshit off.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here,
I was
listener.
thinking we should make an outro music theme. I thought that would be kind of nice.
You want to freestyle it right now?
No. I meant in
Doobie
post.
doobie doobie
In
doobie
post.
doobie.
Not right now.
Thanks for listening to the Boston Art Podcast.
Like one that's like
Doobie
boom,
doobie
bum,
doobie
bum,
doobie
bum,
doobie
boom,
doobie
bum,
doobie
bum,
doobie
ba-dum,
doobie
boom,
doobie doobie. Done.
boom, ba, ba, ba. This has been the Boston Art Podcast.
Sponsored by WBUR.
Yeah. All right, bye guys. Thank you. NFT 666. Bye.